My wife of 2 years cheated with childhood friend, then accused me of assault. I 32M had been married for 2 years to what I thought was the love of my life 32F. We have been together for 4 years now. We have a 1-year-old and live in a house that I own. During the day, I'm the CEO of a tech company that brings upwards of $5 million revenue a month. Now I would like to say that I have showed her love through all the time we were together. She said she was bisexual, and I didn't mind. She's a stay-at-home mom. Before, she used to work as an assistant, and it was her idea to have children, which at first I wasn't much supportive of, because I felt like with my job, I wouldn't be able to be there for my child when he needed me. So she decided to quit her job to become a full-time mom, which made the idea more pleasing. Her childhood friend, let's call her Sarah, crashed at our house 3 months ago since she got fired from her job and was job hunting and wanted to reduce the cost of living. So we let her live with us for the time being. At this point, I didn't think much of anything. I know how hard it can be job searching, so I wanted her to focus on it while staying with us. We needed somebody to stay with our child if we ever decided to go out. And at the same time, it was my wife's childhood friend, so it was up to her really. 1 month into her stay, she started hitting on me, touching me everywhere, making very suggestive remarks about my body or anything really, and just overall very dirty interactions. When wife was not around, when I told wife about it, she gaslighted me and told me that I'm overreacting. I don't think it's overreacting when your wife's girlfriend smacks your rear for no reason. Well, here I have to admit that I wasn't affectionate to my wife during this period. The job was exhausting me, as we were racking the most money we ever did at the time. One time when I was working on my computer, Sarah came to me while my wife was taking care of the baby and put her arms around me and said,
"What are you doing?"
I told her to get off me, which she responded with,
"Relax, I'm just checking on you."
So I stood up and pushed her and her arms away from me, and she fell on the ground and started crying and calling for my wife. Wife then came as fast as possible, almost as if she knew what was happening. Sarah accused me of touching and squeezing her knockers, then pushing her to the ground, which never happened. What would my wife of 2 years and the mother of my child do? Start berating me and calling the cops on me. Now these two biatch didn't realize one thing. I have hidden cameras around the house. See, I didn't trust that her friend would do a great job in looking over our child. So I set up hidden cameras and made sure they didn't find out about them. They were cheating on me, and I knew for at least a month. Before this incident, I was just trying to build a case with my lawyer, just so we can benefit the most out of the situation. I wanted to keep the house and have full custody of my child, so we decided to let it play out. Now, without going into much details, I was arrested after the cops were called because my wife lied as well and said I beat her too, that I had a maniac episode and did all that. All of what happened was caught on cam. Again, I can't mention more than this at this point, though we're working on the case with my lawyer right now. I ghosted my fiancé because I found out what she did. I was just an option early on in our relationship. We did distance early in our relationship for reference. I was away a decent amount for work but eventually got to be home more. I never even considered breaking my commitment to her. We got engaged a little over a month ago, dated for about a year prior. About 2 weeks ago, I was borrowing her MacBook for some studying. She's working on her master's, was in class at the time. I saw a text pop up from her best friend whom I don't really like. She's a bad influence in my opinion. Enough said. Regardless, my nosy self goes through their messages back dating to when we first started dating. We became exclusive days after meeting for the first time. It was her idea because she didn't want me being with anyone else while I was away for work. So anyway, to keep this fairly short, there were 2 other guys I know of for sure she entertained enough to go out with, kiss, made out all night in her words, send pictures to, and brag about it to her best friend I don't care for. Oh, and let's not forget she spent the night with one too. She never sent noodles or anything over text even to me, but a lot of the pictures she sent me, they also got. I confronted her when she got back from class, and she made excuses for everything and shamed me for going through her messages. I know I shouldn't have, but either curiosity or instincts from back then got to me. She admitted she kissed one of the guys one night. She got too drunk and slept in the same bed, but fully clothed in her words. Who knows? I slept on the couch that night. I was so pissed. My mind was made up right then and there I was going to leave. If she's going to do that early on in our relationship, I can't honestly trust her ever again. A few days go by and I make it seems like I'm good and over it just to buy time to collect myself. I got myself situated and made up some BS story that I wanted to get her engagement ring engraved while she was in class. She agreed. The next day, while she was in class, I packed myself up and drove to a close friend's place to crash, blocked her on everything. It's been over a week of no communication. I don't plan to communicate further at all, to be honest. And I honestly just need to get it out there. Feeling like I'm getting in my head. I felt so betrayed as I was always so loyal and committed, enough to put a ring on her finger. Now I'm just chilling, not sure where I'm at emotionally, trying to stay productive and keep my mind off it, coming to Reddit for validation or something, I guess, lol. Side note. Anyone interested in a 18K rose gold 1.5 total carat diamond band? Edit 2. I left a letter explaining why and how I can no longer have trust for our relationship, immature or whatever. It's done and I'm learning from it.